Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Next Man Up podcast, the podcast where we talk to basketball personalities and chat about the latest in the Philippine hoop scene. Now, let's get to it and check out the Next Man Up. Of course, the Globally Ballin Network, who's responsible for us being here, has its own website with their own content. You can also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube and catch the other shows of the network where we talk about sports. And of course, an eternity of basketball where they talk to rather a lot of basketball legends here in the Philippines for episode 152. It was Nazareno Nazar Batoon for that episode. And then for Who the Heck Are We? It was Dr. Michael Rico Messina for episode 119 for Who the Heck Are We podcast. And of course, this show, The Next Man Up, you can catch all the episodes on YouTube at Globally Ballin and on Spotify at Next Man Up. Make sure to subscribe and also share the podcast to wherever you're listening it. Of course, subscribe to us on YouTube as well at Globally Ballin. You can catch all the previous episodes of Next Man Up and all the other shows of Globally Ballin. Now, before we get going, this podcast is not a solo show, but a two-man game between me, Diego Dario, and my guy, my former teammate in college, Mr. Hot Takes, Gelo Vito. It's been a minute, Gels. Now we're on a break here in the UAAP. Now we have a lot of time to do this podcast.
Hey, what's up, Jegs? What's up to all our listeners? You know, it's been a lot of basketball for the past few
Yep.
weeks, and in terms of the UAP is becoming intense. So actually, all of us, needed this break to make way through the fifth FIBA window. So we have a lot of in stored for today, and syempre yung guest natin, but we'll go through that in a couple.
And of course, our guest for today, of course, we're going to talk about the UAAP, some of the results that are happening around the world. And of course, let's talk about a little bit of Gilas since they're going to have a game really soon. And I think they're out to fly tonight going to Jordan. And then, I just saw them in practice earlier before our Meralco Bolts practice. It was the Gilas who was training us. So, guys like Dwight, 30, Ray, and they're all ready to represent and ready to support. But of course, I won't let you guys wait. Our guest for today is one of the top young players of his generation, basically, and one of the upcoming stars in the PBA right now. And also, nakalaban na namin to sa
Yes.
UAAP a couple of seasons.
Yep.
Of course, UAAP Finals MVP, UAAP Mythical 5 member, and of course, two-time UAAP champion, Jeron Teng. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you for the time, brother.
Yes,
Hi
sir.
Diego, hi Gelo. Thanks for having me here on your show, and to all the viewers, the listeners, hi sa inyo lahat.
All right, Jels, simulan mo. You had a lot of experience playing against this guy in high
Yeah.
school. That's for
You
sure.
know, talking about Jeron, I've been playing against him since nung nasa Xavier pa siya, ako nasa LaSalle Greenells, all the way from SBP, Passerelle, Paya Prada Juniors, and all of
Grade
those
Jels, lakas
leagues
mo nga.
since grade
Jels,
school.
balita ko, lakas mo rin nun eh.
Hindi,
Gelo
mas
was
malakas si
a
Jeron.
beast. Gelo was unstoppable inside the paint, I swear.
Oh,
There you
He
go. There
gave
you
us
go.
hard time in grade school, going to high school.
pero if there's one player talaga na we really look upon during those days, so syempre was Jeron. And Jeron, talk to us more about yung naging experience mo entering Xavier when you started playing sa, let's say, sa SBP and sa Passer.
Yeah. So yun, I joined the varsity when I was in grade 3. Actually, when I started playing basketball, it wasn't a hobby yet. Actually, I was just forced by my brother. Actually, it was my brother, si Jeric. He's 3 years older than me. He was the one who was really into basketball, and parang ini-influence lang niya ako. Because at home, we have a basketball court, and if he has no one to play with, he's gonna invite me. Pero ako, during that time, I was still so young. I wasn't into basketball. I was more of into wrestling, yung WWE, uso-uso pa yun eh.
Yeah.
So na-invite niya ako mag-learn ng basketball, and yun, nag-plan siya mag-try out for Xavier, pero it wasn't SBP eh. Parang he was in grade 6 eh. Nag-try out siya. So he influenced me to try out as well sa SBP. And fortunate enough, nakuha naman ako, and that's how my basketball journey started in Xavier.
And then from then on, of course, basketball in the Philippines, medyo small world lang yan. You're gonna know kung sino na yung star sa Xavier, star sa Ateneo nung time na yun. But then one of the highlights of your high school career, John, was when you scored 104 points. I mean, a lot of people will always remember that. And just to be detailed about this, you shot 37 out of 70 from the field. 140 points after a 164-74 victory. Kamusta naman sino ba kalaban nyo that time?
Bro, dapat di mo na mention yung field goals. Ang dami ko pa ng field goals nun.
pero more than 50% pa rin yun, bro. So, efficient.
70 ba yun? Parang that's the first time I heard of that again. 70 at It's wild.
Wild
yun.
Yeah, siguro, swerte lang ako in that game. Syempre, first is, may support ako dun sa team ko, sa teammates ko, and also sa coach ko, sa daddy ni Mikey, si Coach Badal Reyes. Until now, sobrang grateful ako for what he did to me during my high school days. Like, he really paved the way for me to have that confidence going to college. So, pagpasok ko ng college, grabe talaga yung confidence ko, partly because of Coach Badal Reyes. And of course, syempre, kasi during that year, I was part of the national team eh. Kami nila Kiefer, under 16. We played under 16 and under 18 together. So, we played together for 2 to 3 years. So, ang dami kong nalaruan ng international competition, playing against bigger guys, older guys than me. Kasi sa batch namin nila Kiefer, I'm younger than them eh. So, grabe talaga yung confidence ko during that time eh. Na galing international, tapos bumalik ako sa Tionglian, I felt like when it comes to conditioning, yung mentally, parang you have the advantage na eh, yung mga experience.
Right,
so, nadala ko yung confidence ko yung going to that game. And swerte na lang din ako, like what I said, na tinulungan ako ng teammates ko and ng coaches ko. So, yeah.
Actually, tatlo tayo dito eh. I think we all represented the Philippines at one point in our careers.
Actually, magkakasunod na years. Tama,
diba? So, si Jeron and then Gelo, then
ako, then ikaw.
Pero we always, lahat tayo may kwento.
Tita Ito, tsaka kila
yes.
Joel.
Shout out.
Shout out sa kanila. Mga nanay tsaka tatay natin.
Mom and dads namin yun.
So, lahat tayo usually may kwento sa mga national team experience natin. Ikaw, Jeron, like kahit isa lang, ano yung parang pinaka-memorable na experience mo with that group? Kasi that group was considered to be one of the most talented.
Sobra.
Yeah. It was very famous at the time na kayo nila. Keith, I think Kevin was also there, di ba?
Bobby Ray.
Von.
Si Troy, nakasama din namin. Escorto. Gelo Lilino, Albanal.
Puro mga PBA, no?
Yeah. Siguro pinaka-memorable for me was siguro yung mga tournaments. Siguro yung isa na hindi ko makakalimutan is naglaro kami sa 3-on-3 Youth Olympics.
Yeah.
Medyo pa-start pa lang yung 3-on-3 dito noon, hindi pa masyado. Tapos kasama ko 15, 16 years old pa lang ata ako noon. Kasama ko si Tolomia, si Parks, saka si Mike Pate. Tsaka ako, 4 kami.
Naalala ko yun.
Naglaro kami ng Olympics. So, grabe yung experience eh. Dahil hindi lang siya Asia. Like, lahat ng athletes sa age group namin, nandun lahat eh. Tapos may Olympic Village. So, may parang na-experience ko talaga to be an Olympian. So, it's very memorable talaga for me.
Out of 20 teams, I think you guys finished 9th, and that's around the world. So, that's a big feat ng team. I think that's the first time din na nag-represent yung 3x3 sa Philippines. I'm not so sure, but I think that's one of the first times. If I'm
crazy.
So of course, syempre yung nakakasama ko sa team, yung hindi kahit sa 16-18 under yung mga UAAP juniors, NC juniors, kasi ako si Xavier.
Right.
Alam mo kaming ganong major leagues eh. So you play with sila Kiefer, yung syempre very nakatulong rin sa basketball career ko yun.
So, Jeron, moving forward, So you had your stint sa national team. And then syempre ang next na dyan is college. Next na dyan kasi next na talaga dyan, next step is college. So what was the process like of getting into a college? Like ano yung naging process for you? Kasi for sure you're highly recruited. Probably all top schools, even abroad siguro. Ewan ko kung meron. Was looking at
Wala.
you.
Di pa ata uso
like,
that time.
kasi that time.
Ngayon lang yun.
Pero ngayon lang nauso yun. But ano yung naging process in like entering college? What was it like?
Syempre, Lasal talaga has always been my dream school ever since. When I was still in Xavier, I'd always look up to kila Joseph Yo, kila T.Y. Tang, yung mga galing Xavier na nag-Lasal. Yeah. I mean, I also look up to Chris Yu, of course, ang Ateneo. Pero there's something about Lasal talaga na ever since I was little, gusto ko na talaga mapunta sa Lasal eh. And yun, fortunate enough lang ako nung first year ko. Ito yung first year na pumasok si Boss Dunding. And syempre, dad ko, who used to play for San Miguel. Syempre, kilala rin si Boss Dunding. So, lahat kami very excited talaga.
Right.
And I think the year before I entered yung Lasal, medyo nag-struggle eh. Didn't make it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
So parang may expectation din na, hindi lang naman sa akin, pati kila Thomas, kami mga rookies, na mag-deliver eh, para mabalik ulit yung winning tradition, winning years ng Lasal. So, yun, it really motivate me to really work hard and to really do my best for the Lasal community.
Well, actually, no, parang we see a trend na parang every batch of Xavierians, parang laging may isa na, you know, like who stood out in that batch. Like you,
Jet Manuel.
So Jet Manuel, diba? Jarrell for our batch.
Kyle Slow.
Kyle Slow and all that.
Brother ko.
When you went into the UAP, the college level, did you have that in your mind na parang, okay, I'm bringing this Xavier parang tradition with me na parang, you know, a lot of Xavier, like players from Xavier, end up having a great career in the UAAP?
Siguro, during that time, I didn't think of that naman. More of lang, like what I told you, yung confidence ko going to college, it was really high eh.
Right.
Galing ako national team na, you know, under kay Coach Badel Reyes, so parang yung adjustment ko medyo, tsaka syempre yung mga teammate, mga seniors ko sa Lasal, tinulungan din ako talaga. Na they really guided me. Alam mo yun, parang naging kuya ko talaga sila eh. Kaya until now, grateful talaga ako sa kanila. And, you know, close pa rin kami until now. Talking about kila Vosotros, sila Norbert Torres. You know, parang di lang sila naging teammate for me, parang naging kuya ko na rin sila. And until now, yung friendship namin nandun pa rin talaga.
So parang family talaga, no?
Yeah, family,
And then, just a follow-up, no, parang in the UAAP, you won Rookie of the Year. You won Mythical 5 also. And then, eventually, you moved on to winning a championship. And that was against your brother. Can you tell us about that experience? I mean, hindi yun may experience ng maraming players sa UAAP, bro.
Actually, very memorable talaga yun. Until now, we still talk about it. Dahil, yun nga, kaming dalawa, it was this last year, and it was my second year, and we placed each other in the finals. So, hindi lang experience sa amin, pati sa family din namin eh. Like, having my mom and dad seated apart from each other across, one from watching from UST side, one watching from Lasal side. So, grabe yung, yung experience talaga. Parang, when I was playing in the finals that year, I was thinking na wala, kahit sino man nalo sa amin, parang champion na yung family namin eh. Dahil by the end of that final series, one of us would be champions. And, you know, when I won the championship, for sure, masaya si Jeric. Pero, pag sila yung nanalo din, USD, syempre, I'd be happy for my brother too. So,
kamusta yung sa experience sa bahay nun?
Sa bahay. Ano yung dynamic sa bahay, bro?
Yung nga, medyo funny story nun. After the game 1, kasi UST won eh. Tapos may isang instance, alam ko nasa YouTube pa nga yun eh. Medyo nagkabigayan kami sa box out, sa free throw.
Right.
Tapos, even after ng game, nag-trash talk kami, like in the car. Like, kasi one car lang kami, nasa may malaking van kami, sabay kami ng brother ko. Tapos syempre, doon yung family ko, parents ko. Tapos parang nag-trash talk kami ni Jeric, parang, as in, seryoso na, hindi na biro-biro. Parang, di ko siya kasi nauna, parang, bro, pang inulit mo pa yan. babanatan na talaga kita. Parang medyo nagkagano'n na.
Right.
Siyempre, doon lumabas yung competitiveness namin dalawa eh. So, yun. Tapos, parang dad ko na lang, tsaka mom ko nagsabi, parang, huwag kayo ganun, parang magkapatid pa rin kayo, blah, blah, blah. So, yun. I think yung experience na ganun, showed na how competitive we both are. And at the same time, yung brotherhood pa rin namin yung, na ano eh. I mean, nangibabaw dahil, you know, naging happy siya sa akin for me na nag-champion, and I think that experience even made our brotherhood stronger.
Right.
Yeah. So after that first championship, so and then in the succeeding years, you got another one. And this time, ano ka na? Ikaw na yung senior, ikaw na yung veteran ng sa team na yun. And it was against the Ateneo Tab Baldwin nung first year. That was, I think, 2016. That was 2016. And going up against Ateneo and that system. Di ba alam ko, if I'm not mistaken, 1-1 kayo in that year. Nung year na yun. First round, you guys won it. Second round, I think Ateneo won that against you. And so during that time, since bago nga yung system ni Coach Tab noon, what was it like preparing against Ateneo and then that Tab system?
Yun nga, ever since naman man Coach Tab coached Ateneo, we knew na he's a really good coach eh. It was just that time na yung team namin composed of a lot of veteran seniors eh. Ako, Thomas, Perkins, Sargent, and we were facing an Ateneo team na medyo bata pa eh. So parang medyo may advantage kami. Parang alam mo yun, parang isip namin mga bata to. So yun yung medyo naging advantage namin, pero yung I think it was a good series as well. Yung pinahirapan talaga kami ni Coach Tab tsaka nung Ateneo, and yun lang, buti may benembala kami nun. So,
Especially sa UAAP, no, medyo malaking factor yung pagiging vet and then rookie. Kasi ang laking difference eh. Like, if you have konti experience pa lang sa UAAP and then you have a lot of experience, it's a super huge difference, especially in college.
Yeah, especially, syempre college, parang mas minimal yung timeouts. Unlike sa pro, when you're dribbling the ball, you can call timeout anytime. But sa UAAP, magta-timeout ka lang pa may dead ball eh. So, if wala nakaka-shoot, hindi nag-miss yung kalaban, hindi mag-stop yung time eh. So, kailangan mo yun, doon na talaga papasok yung pagiging veteran, yung pagiging having the years of experience playing in the UAAP.
And especially,
we were, coached by Coach Alden, syempre, alam mo si Coach Alden, diba? So, he's the winner. So, ngayon nga sa Converge, diba? Ganda rin ng tiyatakbo namin. So,
I was about to ask yun nga, kasi nga, especially with your system that time, yung Mayhem nga na, yun yung dinala ni Coach Alden sa Lasal.
Yeah.
Sobrang nag-fit siya with the UAAP kasi nga sabi mo, walang timeouts, you can just go until there's a stop ball. Pero, what was the difference na pagpasok ni Coach Alden? Parang, ano yung mga makakwento mo na parang, Coach Alden's a different coach. First year pa lang niya in the UAP, he won a championship right away with you guys.
Siguro he gave emphasis lang on the run and gun game. And, you know, playing physical, alam mo yung defense talaga. Kasi pinapriority talaga niya defense eh. So, alam mo yung making the ball handler feel you talaga. That's part of pressuring eh. Kasi iba yung staying in front lang, and iba yung nag-dribble. Ikaw, Diego, you're a point guard. Iba yung nag-dribble kami, nagbo-bump sa'yo every time eh.
That's true.
Diba? So,
na-experience ko nga yan eh. Just a quick kwento, no? Paglasal yung kalaban, grabe yung, parang, ang galing nyo mag-i-balance yung being physical and not fouling. Parang alam nyo saan yung borderline of being physical and not fouling. And that's how I remember going up against your team. Pero yeah, go ahead. Talking about Coach Alden. Yeah.
Yung biggest difference is yung si Coach Alden very detailed talaga eh. I mean, nag-practice kami 4 to 5 hours tong senior ko sa Lasal. Imagine kung kailan ako naging senior, doon naging matagal yung practice namin.
Right.
So, very particular talaga siya sa mga small details. Kaya, yun naging advantage din namin yun dahil doon sa mga maliliit na bagay, pag in-adopt mo yun, ang laking difference nun.
Tsaka lastly may mga nakakwento sa akin. Ngayon, I'm with Meralco, si Bong Quinto. He had an
Yeah.
experience with Coach Alden, right? Parang it's not just on the court si Coach Alden, parang even off the court daw, he would say na parang, he's like a dad. He would kakamustahin kanya not just on the court, but like, at home, like in your studies. And was he the same with the LaSalle players before? Even Subido would tell me nung nasa UST siya na grabe yung kumpiyansa din na binibigay sa inyo ni Coach Alden.
Yeah, si Coach Alden, until now sa Converge, grabe yung binibigay sa amin confidence. Binibigay niya sa amin yung responsibility na, if you're wide open sa court, he'd get mad at you if you don't shoot it. Parang responsibility mo na lang yan is to get reps pang may mga practices. Pero pagdating ng laro, dapat ready ka to shoot all the time. So, as for us players, syempre, big confidence booster for us yun na having a coach na that has your back. So, yeah, Coach Alden solid din.
Jeron, so talking about Coach Alden, ngayong you're in the pros, you're his coach. Ano yung siguro difference or meron ba sigurong difference in his coaching style now that he's more experienced, he has experienced a lot of college ball and now entering to the pros? What is siguro yung main difference or ano yung naging advantage siguro for you being under him and right now nasa Converge?
Siguro yung mga similarities from Coach Alden and LaSalle was yung yung pinaprioritize talaga niya yung run and gun. Kung gusto niya pa may fast break, takbo talaga lahat.
Right.
And gusto rin niya talaga na sobrang condition ka dahil yun nga, yung system namin demands talaga na kailangan physically prepared ka. Yung playing defense, making the opponents feel you, the pressuring. Tapos yung difference siguro is now, if you notice in the PBA, we don't trap as much in college. In college, lahat trap Ngayon, medyo nag-adjust na siya. Siyempre, sa PBA din, siyempre, mas experienced na yung mga guards, mas magagaling na rin magdala ng bola. So, medyo binigay niya na yung responsibility sa amin na for us players to decide when to, alam mo yun, yung ganon. So, yun siguro, ngayon nasa pro na kami, mas binibigyan niya kami ng trust and responsibility ng mga players. So, yeah, and kikinig din sa mga players, lagi yung sinasabi na open communication. So, if you have any ideas, if you have any suggestion, he's open to listening to you. So, yun, solid yung ganong na coach.
Grabe, no? And I think, parang, we don't see that often na parang you're a super solid coach in college and then right away, you become an effective coach in the pro levels. And that's what Coach Alden's doing now. And also yung sinabi mo na he gives the responsibility to the players. Parang it's also the familiarity rin ng players kasi a lot of the players in Converge played under him. Ikaw, si Jeron, Aljun also. Diba? Grabe din nalaro ni Aljun. Can you tell us a bit about Aljun na teammates kayo in LaSalle dati and then now balik siya under Coach Alden and he's playing very well right away?
Well, I'm really happy for Aljun dahil si Aljun talaga ever since nung pumasok siya sa LaSalle siya, grabe na rin yung yung confidence ni Aljun, hindi nawawalan ng kumpiyansa yun
Right.
So, to have a coach lang na knows how he plays, so kaya ngayon, nalalabas na talaga yung laro niya And, I'm just really happy for him and, excited ako dahil parang di pa namin nare-reach yung maximum potential namin And as the more games that we play, parang I feel like we're still improving and our goal is far from over. I mean, of course, we want to always win a championship, and I think with Coach Alden and with the addition of Aljun, we're heading to the right direction.
And Jeron, before we let you go, and Gelo, I think he might have a question after this. Pero you've been very effective under Coach Alden with the way you run, and also sometimes starter ka, sometimes you're off the bench, but effective. Even if you go from the bench or starting unit. Pero kamusta naman yun? How's that experience for you? Na not knowing na minsan starter ka, minsan you're coming off the bench.
Yung nga lagi sinasabi ni Coach Alden sa amin, parang lahat kailangan ready lang to play Kasi, yun nga, I mean, sa system namin talaga, minsan, alam mo yun, yung parang ina-adjust talaga niya depende sa mga matchup.
Right,
So,
yeah.
ako, as a player, as a professional player, of course, you always just have to be ready and you always have to give your best lang Whether kung ilang minutes ka gamitin sa loob ng court or kung first five ka or if hindi ka first five, just have to really give your best And, yun lang, I'm just trying to be an example lang to my teammates as well na, ano mo yun, na kahit from off the bench, na I always give my best. And, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter naman if you're a starter or not as long as you get the W. Yun naman yung pinaka-important
Yeah, that's true. So, last question na lang, Jeron. So, this has been like probably a concern or parang nakikita sa'yo all throughout your career. And ang always scouting report kay Jeron Teng, on all ball screens you go under kasi walang shooting si Jeron. But
Yes.
right now, you've been tremendous shooting the lights out kahit papano dyan sa Converge and you've really improved vastly on your shooting. So, kanino mo or paano mo siya na-develop or how did you work on it all throughout these years?
Siyempre, may kailangan akong bigyan ng credit. Of course, siyempre, isa si Jolo Tamayo ng True Focus.
Right.
Yun.
Yeah.
Even, actually, ang plan ko nga dapat, during off-season lang ako mag-train sa kanya Pero, until now, kahit ongoing yung season, nag-workout talaga ako sa kanya just to get my reps. And, yun, laking helpful talaga sa akin si Jolo dahil, yun, sinasabi niya sa akin na if ibigay talaga sa'yo ng opponent, you have to take it. And, and yung reps namin yun yung mga shots na nakukuha ko sa games so yun, pinapanood yung games ko and he tells me na we have to practice this and that. And of course, syempre, yung nga, like kay Coach Alden, kinakausap din niya ako If may mag-under, hindi lang sa akin, sa buong team if may nag-under, kailangan nyo talaga i-shoot yan Kasi disrespectful daw sa team if we don't shoot it. So, yung nga, yung pumapasok na yung responsibility na before ka magkaroon ng experience sa laro, you have to really practice it sa training Tapos pag may nag-under, you really have to take it. And yun lang, pati mga teammates ko, they always just tell me to shoot it every time na I'm wide open. So, yeah. So, ganun lang. Sa sistema namin, puro 3 points din kami. So, in our team, the players just support each other. And, parang nandito kami sa isa't isa.
Right. And then, just for the fans na maybe are wondering, parang how much work did you put in to improve your shooting? Like, in terms of like, let's say, how many shots per day, how many makes per day? Kasi parang yan yung a lot of fans parang really wonder. Parang, of course, they want to be like you, they want to be inspired by these pro athletes. Parang, what exactly, like, I guess the details of what you do when it comes to shooting. Kasi I'm sure you do. I'm sure you did reps before in college, right? We all did reps in college, but ano yung naging main difference now sa pros na nagiging effective in the game?
Feeling ko with Jolo, ginagawa kasi namin quality reps I mean, not so much of quantity. I mean, marami rin. Siguro umaabot din ng 250 made. Pero yun yung puro game shots Like, may mga defenders, may nag-close out, may mga reads mo, when to shoot, when to attack. So, more of that one. So, I guess mas naging effective din. And like what I said, syempre, yung training namin sa Converge, medyo matagal na rin. So, kailangan maging wise ka na rin sa workouts mo na hindi na ganun kailangan ka-strenuous. More of, talaga, quality work na lang talaga
Right. And then lastly, Jeron, before we let you go, message to the fans, to the people listening to this podcast and supporting you in your professional career, in your journey.
So, yan. Una sa lahat, thank you, Diego and Gelo, for having me here. And to all
Thanks,
the viewers, to all the fans of Converge and the PBA, thank you for all the support. And I hope that you guys continue to support us as we finish the second half of this conference, and hopefully with the help of God and with your support, sana ma-achieve namin yung goal namin this conference. So, thank you guys.
And JT, thank you. Thanks for the time. Good luck in the rest of the games. Looking for more wins and more threes from
Yes,
JT.
sir.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Thank
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 you.
you,
you, thank you,
JP.
thank you guys.
All right, Jels. Now we move over from the PBA. We move over to the UAAP, and of course, a bit of Gilas maybe in our conversation. But let's talk about the UAAP. Sayang di natin natanong si Jeron about
Yeah,
LaSalle right now. But in the UAAP now, of course, UP is on top.
oh,
Ateneo, I think, is at second, NU
it's
at
a second
third.
and it's third, yeah.
And then now, may changes ba sa perception mo kung sino yung magiging fourth? Kasi I think before we called NU being the fourth,
Being the
LaSalle at
fourth.
the three, right? Yun yung usual. It was UP, Ateneo, LaSalle, and then
Rizal,
NU at the
NU.
fourth. But NU is now second or third. Sino na yung fourth mo ngayon, Jess?
Alam mo, let me just break down yung teams in the scramble, siguro, in the
Oh,
scramble.
yeah, no, sige,
Quick,
sige.
a quick
Sige.
one. Kasi sila yung nasa scramble dyan eh. So,
Oh.
yeah, FEU, Adamson, UE, and LaSalle. Okay, talking about FEU, those guys started the season 0-5. And then
Wow.
all of a sudden, they win 4 straight. And then nandun na sila kagad sa... And there was a point na naging solo 4 sila. Solo 4 or solo 3.
Right.
During
Oh.
cause nagkaroon ng scramble. So with the momentum, even though the loss against NU, they still have momentum. And alam mo pa rin na they could have won that game against NU easily. They could have won it, but I don't know what happened, but they could have won that game easily. Now, talking about UE, again, they went on a 3-game winning streak. No, they broke a 3-game winning streak. They beat UST, and then they played against UP. Bigla na naman silang hinatak sa lupa. So, again, but the way UE is playing and the way, kasi lumabas na yung laro ng Gani Stevens, bro. He scored 23 points in that
Parang
game.
ikaw yung Jess eh.
Hindi, pare, nakita ko nga yung sarili ko sa kanya nun.
Diba? Legit though, legit. Let's
bro,
say, before your 2 ACL injuries, bro.
Bro,
Yan yung nakikita ko sa'yo
ganun eh.
Right.
But again, since Gani Stevens is showing up, Luis Villegas is showing up, Kyle Paranada is there, and CJ Payawal is also in the mix. Again, pag pumik yung apat na yan, in the right place at the right time, bro, U is gonna be deadly. And yung bench pa nila, their bench is also showing up. JM Tulabot, Abdul Sawat, those two guys are literally showing up. And sila Remogat and all those guys, they've been showing up. And for some reason, they're number 1 sa bench points. Crucial yan for UE. Sa Adamson naman, medyo sa Adamson, dito ako medyo skeptical. Because
Okay.
two of their main guys is hurt.
So that's
Talking
Jerome.
Jerome and Vince Magbuos. We don't know if they will make it or they will make it in time. They'll be 100% come after the break, after the FIBA break. But I really doubt it na magiging 100% sila. I mean, I'm just talking about those two guys. And the biggest question for Adamson is who's gonna step up for them. Will it be Joshua Ero? Will it be Joem Sabandal? Will Lenda Duwanga
My
put up
guy.
monster
My guy,
numbers?
Ray Allen Torres, bro.
Ray Allen Torres and all those guys. So, nawalan ka na ng point guard na scorer, nawalan ka pa ng facilitating big. Yun ang pinaka bread and butter ng offense ng Adamson.
Right.
Diba?
Well, with Adamson, I think, of course, like you mentioned, this break will do them good. Hopefully, makabalik na sila Jerome and sila Vince. Ano masasabi mo dun sa tweet ni Coach Nash Jess? Ito na lang. Ano na lang masasabi mo? Was it intentional on JD's part nung naano niya si Jerome? When Jerome injured his ankle? Parang di naman no? Parang JD was just trying to box out. What do you think? Not naman box out, parang he's looking at the ball.
I mean, ayoko kasing sabihin na it was everything's part of the game. Because obviously, everything that happened...
kahit ano naman Right.
But, again, I'm just looking at it I'm just
Oh, ano
looking at
lang,
it.
no bias, no bias.
I'm
Oh.
just again, I'm just looking at it sa replay.
Oh. Oh.
Okay. I really don't think that it was intentional
Mm.
because again, you're trying to look at the ball, you're trying to get the rebound, and hindi siya yung parang sinilip mo muna yung tao, tas tsaka mo
Mm.
iniwanan ng paa. Because
Oh.
to be honest with you, ginagawa ko yun dati. Okay, so alam
Hayop
ko.
ka.
So
So
alam ko.
titignan, paano yung process nun? Titignan mo ba muna, ganun? Or...
Hindi. Titingnan mo yung tao. Titingnan mo kung sino yung... So, titingnan mo, di tumalon. O pag tumalon, alam mo kung saan babagsak. So, doon mo iiwan. Eh, hindi eh. The look at the ball and the step is the same. So, hindi
Oo.
siya yung parang hinanap niya yung paa.
So
Hindi ganun eh.
usually, dapat tingin muna, then
Tingin muna tas
step
hanap
in.
paa. Hindi eh. It was
Okay.
simultaneous eh. It was simultaneous. So, for the people who were saying na it was intentional, it was ganito, ganyan, you guys are entitled to it. Okay? Kasi ganyan yung nakikita eh. But in my perspective, in my basketball perspective, hindi. Hindi talaga. If you're just a casual viewer na ganyan. Siyempre, nakakaawa makakita ng someone na natapilok eh. Diba? And sakto pa na parang naiwanan ng paa. Oh, talagang maski ako pag if I'm looking at it as a fan, syempre mababad trip ako. Iniwanan ng paa, di ba? Pero as a basketball player, as I
Parang
wouldn't.
hindi. Hindi, tsaka si JD lang naman makakasabi ng totoo sa atin.
Pero ako, nag-ano lang ako.
Oh, never go.
Nag-a-assume lang ako. Pero,
Right.
diba?
So, at the end of the day, it's all JD. And at the end of the day, silang dalawa, they're good. I think
good.
JD and Jerome, they're good. I think they saw each other before the games.
Yeah.
Last game day. So I think that's all
So,
good. But let's focus tayo sa nangyayari. So it's 4 wins each. Adamson, FU, and UE. But what's up with your LaSalle, bro? You're from LaSalle High School. I want to know your thoughts. UP ka nung college. I don't care kasi UP's number 1 now. But yung LaSalle,
bro,
I'm sure half of your heart is still with LaSalle.
Bro, I'm gonna speak as a Lasallian. Okay. Sana nakausap sana natin si Jeron to get his full take on it.
Oo nga eh.
As a Lasallian, and I've been surrounded currently with friends who are from LaSalle, gumraduate sa LaSalle, I've been diehard LaSalle fans throughout. I feel for them in the sense na parang lakas nyo eh. Parang we have a lot of expectations about you guys. Like, grabe yung press release ninyo, grabe yung naano nyo. But why isn't it showing on the court? You guys started out right. You guys are 2-1. Okay. And then you guys won against Ateneo, which you guys thought was the best team and was the barometer of the UAAP. No, the barometer of the UAAP right now is the one on the top, which is UP. Hindi nyo nga natalo yung UP. You didn't even come close to UP. Yes, you showed na kaya nyo kumumpete, but by the end of the day, talo kayo. And in the UAAP, konti lang ang diferensya ng isang talo at isang panalo. So, it's just that hindi ko nakikita yung diin. Hindi ko nakikita yung next man up mentality na who's gonna step up. Evan got suspended. Mike Phillips got sick. There was even a time, yung game against FEU, there were like 6 or 7 players who were out due to sickness and injury. Who's to step up? Who's to step up? Who's to put up the numbers? Who's to lead? Parang wala eh. And off the record na lang, I mean, hindi ko na sasabihin kung kanino ko nalaman, but their first group during practices daw, first group kinakain daw ng second group and ng third. So like, come on. How would you compete and how would you win games if ganun? On top of the suspensions, of top of the injuries and all of that. So I really think that someone has to step up, someone has to pick it up for LaSalle and just create something. I don't know how, but they can do it. Like they can do it. Knowing Lasal, they will make ways.
And that's coming from Lasallian yourself. I think with this Lasal team, it's a little bit of bad luck din eh. Of course, with
Yeah.
the injuries, the some sicknesses, sometimes illnesses. There when they miss some of the players, mahirap with the system of Coach Derek because they press for 40 minutes the whole game. So pag mawalan ka ng 2, 3, 4 players, for sure you're gonna have to go deep into your bench because you can't play your starters for 30 to 40 minutes if you're pressing the whole game. That's what I see. Because every time they press, bro, they're one of the best teams. When they press and they go run, LaSalle is one of the best teams in the league. So I think with LaSalle, they can still turn it around with the talent that they have. I think this break will do them good. Sabi natin, Adamson will benefit from this break. I also think LaSalle will because first they're gonna have their players back. Second, they're gonna have time to reflect on what's happening this season. And lastly, and they can make a final push for
Push
that run. I can't believe we're at a point that they're just pushing for that fourth spot. I mean,
fourth spot.
we
Diba?
thought LaSalle was going to be a shoe in.
Yep.
Everyone was thinking LaSalle was going to be a shoe in before the season.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show how crazy this season 85 is.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
NU's second, they just beat Ateneo. Crazy, crazy game by NU. So NU, sorry, apologies to NU. I think we had a second round preview. I said NU wasn't gonna make it to the final four. The same thing that happened in 84 was gonna happen here in 85. But I apologize to Coach Jeff Napa, to all the NU Bulldogs fans, to all the NU Bulldogs players.
Yeah.
You guys are legit, man. You guys are dogs. You guys deserve to be on top,
Yep.
and it's gonna be exciting. This one's gonna be an exciting,
It is.
exciting season 85, bro.
Yeah.
How about
Creed.
lastly? Let's talk about UST and my guy Nick Cabanero.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
He had a moment after the game. He was just so frustrated. He was like, parang tantrum na rin. Call it what it is. It was a
Call it what it is,
tantrum
yeah.
after losing to Adamson. Late collapse by UST. They
Late
they had that in their pockets already.
Oo.
But what are your thoughts? For me, personally,
Mm.
that Nick Cabanero moment will make him grow as a player, number one. Parang okay lang, sige, let your feelings out. You're a young player. But if it was a senior or vet, parang hindi ako
Wala,
I wouldn't
ako,
agree with the behavior. But since Nick
ako,
Cabanero is a young player and binubuhat niya tong UST team, basically mag-isa, bro. That's what he's doing.
yeah.
Binubuhat niya yung UST at a young age and he's doing it at an efficient clip.
Uh,
So, nothing
yeah.
to say. Respect lang ako kay Nick Cabanero, bro.
I'm with you in saying na you have his utmost respect. I respect that guy so much. I've seen that guy play since
Well, yeah.
since juniors, and I know the caliber of player that he is. And I just want him to mature quickly. Quickly. If you're kasi again in the UAP, ang bilis lang talaga ng season, and mahirapan ka talaga mag-adjust and to move forward from things ng ganyan. And yan ang pinaka-importante if you're a young player. You have to quickly learn how to move on to the next and not to dwell on what happened in the back. Kasi we both, alam natin yung Jigs. We've been in that position na we're so frustrated about everything and anything that is happening to your team. And the least that you can do is to throw tantrums as one of the leaders and ganyan. But ako personally as a former leader, and I think you would also agree with me na if I was in a situation na ganun, yes, I would be mad, but I don't wanna show that tantrum sa lahat, cause if I'm the leader, susundan nila kung ano yung ginagawa ko. So I think that's something that Nick needs to improve on moving forward in his young UAAP career. Na if I'm the leader, I have to act na la leader talaga so my guys would follow me.
And
'Di ba?
I think yun naman talaga yung, I mean, that's how everyone is in the UAP. You basically grow and learn within your UAP career. You're not the
Yeah.
same from your first year, second year
Yes.
up until your
Ang
fifth year.
layo,
If you
ang
play
layo.
until your fifth year.
Ako
So
to be
I
honest,
think
Jegs, ako to
yeah.
be honest, like moving forward if he completes his 5 playing years,
Mm-hmm.
excited ako sa kung anong makikitang growth nito ni Nick
Yeah,
talaga.
for sure, for
The
sure.
growth is so high.
Okay, so UP, maybe let's talk about UP some other time. They're basically been dominating their games. We've
Yeah.
seen consistency in the way they play. Ateneo, their starters are one of the best, maybe the best in the league, but their bench having a hard time getting production from that area. But they beat LaSalle, so I think that's a good sign for Ateneo. But let's move over to Gilas, since the next Gilas window, the FIBA window,
Yes.
is just days away, basically days away. Wala pang final 12 na lineup. But kanina in practice, before our practice, I saw Gilas train. Guys, familiar faces were there. 30, Dwight, Bobby Ray, Jamie Malonzo was there. Arvin Tolentino was there. Chris Newsom won't be available because he re-injured his calf. I saw Poy Eram. Poy Eram was there also. And RR Pogoy. So, basically the same pool, same lineup. Wala si Carl. But what do you think? How will this? Because I think this is the first time in a long time now we're gonna keep the same core, same lineup.
Yep. Yep.
Now, konting changes lang. How important is that? And also, they're also going up against familiar teams, Jordan and Saudi Arabia, which they played na in the previous window.
In terms of in terms of the pool in the entire
Mm-hmm.
core, it's a good thing kasi in the window before that, kumbaga nagkakapaan pa eh. But at least
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
since the core is intact and they've been practicing religiously kahit papano with that same
Mm.
system, and at least sana makita natin how everything flows for the Gilas in this window, knowing that again they played against Saudi Arabia and they'd be playing against a much tougher and a much experienced Jordan team.
Right.
So it's then nga ngayon din natin makikita yung magiging dynamic na dahil wala na yung Jordan Clarkson and all of those guys.
Yeah,
So
good point.
let's see how they would fare up against these teams, knowing that medyo bago but the core is still there.
I honestly think they're gonna run different sets this time
Oh,
because wala si JC. So when JC was here, it was JC centric. Give JC the ball, spread out, and basically react to what JC's doing. I
yes.
think here they have an opportunity to run more sets, run more
That's right.
movement, I guess. But
That's
we'll
right.
never know. Maybe they would still run the read and react dribble drive, and that's what we're gonna be seeing in the next couple of days as they go
Yeah.
up against Jordan on November
Mhm.
10 and then Saudi Arabia on November 13. So good luck to the Gilas Pilipinas team, to Coach Chot and all the players that are part. We're supporting you. And of course, we want you guys to excel and hopefully win the games against Jordan and Saudi
Yes.
Arabia. Now, Jels, I think it's time for your own segment
Yes,
to
sir.
end this your own
Yes,
segment,
sir.
the fast talk. Let's get it.
Uh,
I'm here. I'm gonna be timing this. I think 3 minutes ba? 3 minutes ba, Jels?
3 minutes, 3 minutes. So
Three
this is
minutes to
gonna
get
be a
it.
quick one. So we're gonna start off with the PBA. In the previous games in the PBA, Talking Text Tropang Giga and Converge FiberXers. This was a big game. Converge winning that game 130 to 117. And in the next game, Barangay Ginebra San Miguel winning against Terra Firma Jeep 111 to 90. And another back-to-back win for Converge 77 to
Yes,
71
sir.
against the Blackwater Bossing. And another tough loss for TNT, but a huge win for the five game winning streak, Phoenix Fuel Masters 91-88. And in the succeeding games, your Meralco Bulls, Jego D, won finally a
Beat the
huge win
top
against
team.
beating the top team, the Bay Area Dragons, 92-89. And in the next game, the Rain or Shine Lasto Painters, winning big against Northport. Yung bata nating si Anton Asisio was the player of the game in
Yes,
that game,
sir.
76-75. And in the next days, Converge FiberXers won again, 108-84 against Chris Rosales' Nenlex Road Warriors. And in the next game, TNT Tropang Giga finally won against Terra Firma Jeep, 121-90. And in the third and final game, Magnolia Hotshots winning 91-69 over the Blackwater Bossings. Tong game na to kahapon. This was a very,
Yes,
very
sir.
controversial. Grabe tong game na to kahapon. Ginebra San Miguel winning over San Miguel Beerman 97-69 with that Scotty Thompson three-pointer from the corner. And
Game winner.
San Miguel had the chance to win that game, pero they were saying it was a foul. There was no foul, and it was a
Ikaw,
let
quickly,
go,
foul or no foul?
that was a no foul. That was a no foul.
No foul,
No
no
foul.
foul. Okay.
No foul.
Inaral niya yan
Okay.
sa college, so no foul.
No foul yun. Moving forward. In the Phil Basket just finished their first ever international invitational tournament.
Congrats to Commissioner Jai.
Congrats to Commissioner Jai. Yes. And nag-champion dyan is yung Hamaru team from Malaysia. Which is, again, take note, which is head coached by Jeff Viernes. Homegrown Filipino player natin yan. Played in the PBA and the MPBL and in the leagues here. Sobrang galing niya ni Coach Jeff. And now he's spearheading the Malaysian national team program. Congrats to Coach Jeff. Good job sa kanya in his part. And moving forward, in the KBL, ito, marami-rami ito. Mga Samgyup gang natin. Wonju DB winning against Seoul Thunder. Seoul Thunder's 94-81. KCC Aegis losing. Ito yung team ni SJ Belangel losing to Wonju DB 87-82. Kogas 70. No, KCC Aegis, I think it's the team of what's his name? Shucks.
Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb. Yeah. Kogas this is SJ's team. Kogas 71-81. Tinalo ni RJ Abarientos. Mobis is RJ Abarientos' team.
And I think he's running for MVP, si RJ.
I think he's running for MVP, so good luck to him. Suwon KT 69-75 against Goyang. LG Sakers, ito yung team ni Justin Gutang. They lost to Anyang 83-79. And the Seoul Knights losing to Seoul Thunders 90-86. And another set of games. Ang dami nito. Anyang beating Suwon KT 70-68. KCC Aegis 69-75 against the Seoul Knights. Goyang going up against Kogas. Kogas winning it 92-83. And a huge win again by RJ Abarientos and Mobis 81-64 against the Seoul Thunders. And comeback win from LG Sakers 79-68 against the team of RJ Abarientos, Mobis Phobios. Wonju DB winning against LG Sakers 102-94. And move na ba to? Parang, yes, in the MPBL. The MPBL is about the semi-final games. Semi-final matchup of the playoffs is about to start tomorrow. In the semifinals matchup of the North Division, Nueva Ecija will be going up against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns, and then Pasig City will be going up against the number 3 seed San Juan Knights. And then the South Division, the Families Brand Sardines Zamboanga will be going up against Marquee and Bacolod Bingo Plus. And in the last matchup in the South Division of the MPBL semifinals, Batangas Embassy, the team of Cedric Ablasa and Rudy Lengane will be going up against Centro Mall Rizal of Jolo Mendoza.
Matitibay na yung mga natitira sa MPBL.
Matitibay na ito. Grabe. Moving forward, magkakaroon ng B-League Asia All-Stars. in 2023 in Mito, Japan. So we hope to see yung mga sila Kobe, sila Kiefer, and all those guys to be playing against here in the All-Star game in January. And in the NBL, the league of our very own Kai Soto, Adelaide losing to NZ Breakers 99-70. Illawarra Hawks, the former team of LaMelo Ball, losing to Melbourne United 106-100. Sydney winning over, I don't know how you pronounce it, 106 to 103, and Perth Perth losing to SE Melbourne 91-90, and New Zealand Breakers winning naman against the Tasmania Jack Jumper 94-62. And SE Melbourne winning against Adelaide, the team again of Kai Soto 103-98. Adelaide winning naman 96-80 against Illawarra Hawks. Cairns Taipans 97-72 against the Melbourne United, and Melbourne United winning again 94-77 against Perth. And Tasmania Jack Jumpers 85-77 against Perth. Brisbane Bullets winning by 2 points again. The Tasmania Jack Jumpers 74-72. All right. And again, team ni Kai Soto losing again to Perth 94-89. Sobrang daming teams. Okay na ako. I'm done. I'm tired. Oh, meron pa palang T1. Kaohsiung Family Poseidons losing 87-109 against New Taipei.
I think yung the Taichung son, si Coach Chris Gavina.
Oh, Taichung son. Coach Chris Gavina. If you're gonna look at it,
he's the head
won.
coach.
Medyo nanalo siya. 79-99 natalo siya against Kaohsiung, but bumawi naman siya against New Taipei 112-109. Ang daming games all over the league. Hindi pa pala tapos yung P1, the league of Richie Rivero, Fubon Braves 102-94 against the Lioneers, and then in the next game Fubon Braves winning 117-114 against Kaohsiung Steelers. Ang daming Jegs, ang daming nangyayari.
And also si Richie hindi na pala maglaro doon, I think, diba?
He's not gonna be playing for Taiwan Pilots. He was released by the team due to injury. And may news pa, Kiefer Ravena won't be part of the next window for Gilas because nagkaroon ng emergency dental procedure.
Hindi ko nga siya nakita kanina.
Yes. It was confirmed by his dad that he won't be playing this window kasi nga nagkaroon siya ng emergency dental procedure. 30 is also injured. And please don't forget to support the national team on November 11 to 14 in that FIBA window this coming few days. So that's all. Ang daming nangyari around
Jels, yung 3 minutes mo naging 8 minutes.
Ayun na nga eh. Ang dami masyadong nangyayari around.
We have another episode to make you do that and try to go under 3 minutes. So now, Jels, 0-2 ka pa rin sa challenge mo.
Patagal na
3 minutes fast talk. Okay,
Ganun talaga. Ang dami kasing nangyayari.
So that's a good thing. That's a good problem to have. Okay. Problem to have. All right, I think that's it for all the basketball happenings in the Philippines, around the world. We talked to our guest, Jeron Teng, and really happy to have a conversation with him, and hope you guys enjoyed as well, the listeners and the viewers. We appreciate you for supporting this podcast. We appreciate you for tuning in, and hopefully you continue to do so. Please let us know in the comments who you want to learn more about. Maybe we could have them as a guest here on the next Man Up podcast. And for my partner, Mr. Gelo, Vito, Mr. Hot Takes, my name is Dario, and that has been it for this episode of the Next Man Up podcast. Peace!
Shout out, ito na performance, strength, and conditioning.
Shout out.